I've dragged Andrew in so that we can... Well, he can sample the food, because he's actually a little bit of a foodie, aren't you, Andrew?
I used to do food reviews, you know.
Did you?
I did for the Daily Telegraph for years.
I'd love that gig. All hotels, I'd like to run around hotels.
It was great for a bit, but then you sort of... It got a bit of a chore, to be honest.
Really?
Did you put on lots of weight?
No, it wasn't so much that. It's just that it was... You know, you had to go out to dinner.
Yeah.
And I didn't basically like slagging off restaurants either, so you sort of go to one where some couple had started it up and it really wasn't very good, and then you thought, well, I'm going to find somewhere else, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I suppose going out on a social element, you didn't do so much.
You couldn't really do that.
No.
Let's have a go at this.
What's the most unusual thing you've eaten, Andrew?
What do you really want to know?
Yes. I know the answer.
Crocodile claws.
No, it wasn't that, I thought I was told.
No.
I thought it was a squirrel.
No, I never had squirrel.
You never had a squirrel.
Very popular now, though.
Don't write in, I'm with you. I'm a vegetarian.
Fantastic dinner in China. And they wanted to do a banquet for me at the Shanghai Grand Theatre.
Oh,
and I said, I'll come, provided that all the dishes are dishes I'd never eaten in my life before.
Brilliant.
And it was brilliant. I mean,
it
was absolutely brilliant. And he got chefs from everywhere. And at the end of it, I said, well, congratulations, you've really come up with a menu that nobody... I mean, I've certainly never eaten that.
Really?
And they said, neither have we.
Wow.
Which I thought was quite funny.
Oh, my goodness. Remember.
It was great.
Brilliant.
Crocodile's claws.
You know, a bit more.
That got in your teeth.
It's delicious.
It's a bit early,
but... for today's recipe, you can log on to our website, itv.com/Lorraine. I'll let them keep chatting.
As well, you know.
Sorry about that. Just,
there'll be more with you after the break, Andrew.
All right.
We'll be chatting.
See you later.
I'm sorry, my breath stinks.
Yes, sir.
We'll be finding out what he's looking for in his latest musical star, and that'll be in a few minutes. Thank you. Welcome back. Now, my next guest needs absolutely no introduction. Famous for creating some of the best-loved musicals in the world, Andrew Lloyd Webber is here. But before we talk to him about his latest TV show, let's remind ourselves of why he stayed at the top for an incredible 4 decades. Andrew Lloyd Webber first burst onto the musical scene as a 23-year-old unknown back in 1971, when Jesus Christ Superstar first opened on Broadway. Hit after hit followed, propelling Lloyd Webber to superstardom and earning him countless awards. Evita ran for a decade after its launch in 1978 before moving to Broadway. Then came Cats, which closed after an incredible 21 years. The Phantom of the Opera opened in 1986 and is still going strong 26 years later.
Starlight Express.
And Starlight Express became one of the longest-running musicals in West End history. I mean, it is absolutely ridiculous how much stuff you've written and how long you've been around, Andrew.
I know. In fact, it's a bit earlier than 1971 because Joseph was 1968.
Oh, my goodness.
Technicolor Dreamcoat.
I was born in 1971.
Were you?
Yeah.
Well, vintage year it was.
It was a good year. Where do you do most of your composing? Do you just get a tune in your head and then...
Anywhere, you know. I mean, I'm thinking about a new show at the moment, and half the time it's about plot. Well, you've been in musicals and you know how important the plot
story is. Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and you have to start with the plot and then you take it from there, you know, and then you say, well, we need this sort of song here, or a title comes, you know, to you from maybe just the script.
Yeah, yeah. So you're not in the bath sort of humming or anything like that?
No, not really, not really. I never find the bath a particularly good place to write.
Don't you know?
Maybe it's the acoustics in my room not good.
Now, obviously, I'm involved in the show that I'm going to ask you about. We're looking for Jesus.
We are. I must say something very funny, actually, on the way home. There was a woman who came up to me in the street as I was just coming into the studio. Right. She said, are you looking for Jesus? I said, well, yes, we are. I said, well, if you find him, could you ask him to fix the weather?
Bless her. I think it'll take more than a miracle, actually, at this point. Now, you've done auditions, haven't you?
We have.
Up and down the country.
We have. We started off with, about 5,000 boys.
Gosh, I didn't actually know that.
We are now down to 10. And I know who they are, and of course we can't say. No. But when the programme starts tomorrow night, you see the process beginning.
Yes.
And it was very thrilling because the standard was extremely high. I mean, really extremely high.
It's extraordinarily high. And obviously, people seeing you now here will see you a nice, placid, nice, calm Andrew.
Yes,
but that's not always the case, is it, Andrew?
Not necessarily.
There's a little clip that we can show everyone.
I know what you're going to show.
Last time someone tried to change the melody of Andrew's music was at Callbacks.
Why?
And it didn't go down too well.
Why they play around with it is beyond me.
clip time and time again.
I knew I shouldn't have done it. I thought to myself,
It's
no.
good.
But there was I sitting, you know, I was in a kind of place away from everybody. So the boys were all performing to the panel, but I was secretly kind of lurking in a corner.
Did you knew there was a camera in there?
Well, I did, but I forgot about it. The trouble,
Yeah.
I keep forgetting. I mean, there's one here now. Oh dear.
There's a few. I know. I keep forgetting. It's easily
It's
done.
hopeless, isn't it?
But you don't throw things at home, do you?
No,
you
I don't. No, not at home. No,
No,
I might get into trouble if I do that.
Now, we've got other judges on the show, obviously. Dawn French. I mean, I just think that was a genius booking. Because obviously, the vicar of Dibley.
Everybody's favourite vicar, yes. But at the same time, Dawn is such a wonderful pro and she's so funny as well.
Yeah,
We're going to have to look after each other, aren't we, on this programme?
I think we really will, because she's
and
very
we could
funny.
get out of order.
It might do.
But still.
Dawn said she wants to find somebody with a hunky body or an incredible voice. Which one of those do you think's the most important, Andrew?
Would it be quite nice to have both, wouldn't it?
It would.
It would be. I mean, because whoever we've got has got to have the most amazing charisma, whoever we find.
And
I mean, clearly.
It's an almost blasphemous thing to say, but Jesus has to have some kind of sex appeal as well, I think.
Well, I think so, yes. I don't think it's blasphemous at all. I mean, we know, Mary Magdalene was very, very keen on him.
Yes.
We know that. And he has to have incredible charisma. And otherwise, I mean, if the guy, as he did, changed the world, it's no use us finding somebody who we don't believe could have done that.
Exactly. He has to have a lot of personality, because obviously the real Jesus obviously did to get all those crowds around him.
Of course.
Absolutely. And there's an amazing cast. Chris Moyles, again, completely out of the blue casting.
And so thin
King
now.
Herod, too thin!
I know, very, very skinny.
Is he going to have to wear a fat suit?
Well, I don't know. I mean, we
can probably lend him one from Shrek.
Yeah, that would be an idea. No, I think he wants to play it very much in his own way. He wants to go against the sort of slightly camp way that Herod's been played before.
Right.
I'm going to be very excited about him. I think it's going to be good.
Yeah, and Mel C, of course, she's playing Mary Magdalene.
Well, she's great, and she was fantastic in Blood Brothers, and really, really great in the lead in that. And so I'm excited about that. And then, of course, Tim Minchin, who...
I know. I saw Matilda. I mean, he's an incredible composer as well as a singer.
Yeah, he's a fantastic lyricist, and he's a great guy of the theatre. But I met him, and he said to me, the one role I'd love to play is Judas Iscariot, and you're Jesus Christ Superstar. And I said, are you sure? And he said, yeah. And, of course, he's a great rock singer.
Yeah.
People don't know that.
He looks incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, now, I know that it takes months to prepare for musicals and stuff, but in amongst all of that, you and Gary Barlow did sing for the Queen's Jubilee.
Yeah.
And the Queen came round your house.
Yes, some friends had her to dinner, and it was her birthday, and we arranged that she'd come round afterwards and
Did she offer
hear
just
the
drop
song
in?
and one or two things, you know.
Did you make a cup of tea?
Wasn't a cup of tea, actually, no.
Oh, what's her tipple you're allowed to say?
I don't think I'm going to say. But no, it was a lovely evening, and it was good fun, and we had some friends, you know, from West End cast, and a girl who a wonderful actress called Sierra Boggis, who was in Love Never Dies for me. She happened to be in London. She's American, and so she sang, and it was great.
That is just absolutely incredible. So once you've found Jesus, so to speak, what's next? What's next for you?
Well, I'm going to do a musical, I think, and I always say I think, because there's many a slip, as you know, when you get to musical theatre, but I'm pretty sure that the one I want to do is about the life of Stephen Ward, who was the guy who was, in my view, completely wrongly and framed and stitched up over the Profumo affair.
Incredible, what an incredible
But that's a long time ago now, and a lot of people won't really remember it. But it was really about the need for a scapegoat. And that's such a contemporary story, because right now, around us, you know, there's always somebody who's being made a scapegoat.
Exactly, in the press, definitely. Well, Andrew, we've been talking about 80s songs throughout the show. Did you have a favourite 80s hit?
I think the 80s. Well, I always loved Joe Le Taxi. The Vanessa Paradis song. I don't know why. I just think there's something very naughty about the song.
It was quite sexy. Just very quickly, Kim in South Shields, her favourite 80s hit was Rick Astley's Never Gonna Give You Up. My friend's godson looked like him, I liked him, and 20 years later, we're still together. Oh, my goodness, how lovely. Fabulous. Well, that's it from me today. Lorraine's back next week. You'll be relieved to hear it when she'll be joined by original 80s girl band Bananarama. Have a lovely weekend. Thank you for having me. Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you.